Dolly Fisher came from a tough upbringing. Her mother was married at 17 to a man 25 years her senior, and Dolly saw this as a great mistake. She was sent to a boarding school at the age of 6 because, as she describes, her mother was unable to control her and she was always in trouble. She was later sent by her aunt to be schooled at Cheltenham Ladies' College. Dolly eventually met William Fisher at a party, a lighterman from Millwall who won the Doggett's Coat and Badge race in 1911, and they were soon married. Her mother never agreed with the marriage and always looked down on William and saw him as not good enough for her daughter Dolly. At the time, Dolly lived with her grandmother, who sadly passed away, but she did leave 2 houses in her will, one of which Dolly gave to her mother and the other she sold for £100. This money went into a fund with her husband William to start the lighterage business. Dolly always worked as a man. She wore a suit and a bow tie and was very much an iron lady who worked alongside other lightermen and other men on the river. Her husband William bought their first barge for £20, and this was hired out for £5 per day. Dolly Woodward Fisher took over the former W.N. Sparks & Son barge yard at Limehouse in 1955, and this would become the base for the company. Dolly ruled her business with a rod of iron, and although a very tough and strong-willed lady, many lightermen had a lot of respect for her and what she was capable of. She lived in a large house in Lewisham with 5 tortoises, 9 cats, 2 dogs, a parrot and a budgerigar. Dolly's husband Bill passed away in the 1960s, leaving her and her son Ken to continue the business. Many of the tugs that the company owned had amusing Cockney names such as Op About, I Can Op It, Op On, Shall Do and Will Do. One of Fisher's tugs still survives today at Faversham in Kent, the former Duke Shore, seen here. As well as the river, Dolly was a big fundraiser and charitable woman. She was a president of various clubs and done lots of work for charity and raised thousands of pounds in doing so. In 1911, her husband Bill Fisher had won the Doggett's Coat and Badge race for Poplar Blackwall Rowing Club, and in 1965, Dolly raised £66,000 to buy the land and build the clubhouse that now stands on the site today. By 1973, the company had 88 barges and 9 tugs. However, the river was bleak and lighterage was declining year on year. Dolly eventually admitted defeat on her 79th birthday that year and wound up the lighterage business with the loss of 32 jobs. Dolly herself sadly passed away not long after in 1974. Perhaps one of the most well-phrased quotes that Dolly said on film shortly before the sale of her business was this one. It describes the decline of the river and what she sees for the future to come.
Present is very, very, very depressing. But I believe in an apple tree, that little apples will grow again. They may not be so nice and red and juicy, but they will go again, and this river will never, never die.
Looking back in hindsight today, the river is constantly changing, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. But one thing for sure, Dolly and William's barge yard was a great loss to the river. Many skills were lost, and Dolly was just one of the many characters of the river that we will never see similar to again. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and if you've got any subjects that you wish for me to talk about regarding the Thames, please comment below.